I'm out in the garage, very exciting, also a very nerve-wracking day. So today I'm gonna try to get the E12 started for its first time in over 16 years. So I did a little bit of shopping. I got fuel pump, fuel filter, oil filter, and a fuel pump relay. And then I went to one of the auto parts stores and cleared them out of Mobil 1 15W50. Mobil 1 has a lot of zinc in it, which these cars like. So I'm very nervous about this because today's the day I find out whether or not it's a simple fix or if I gotta dig really deep. So I'm gonna stress eat these goldfish and then we're gonna get going. Step one, I'm gonna empty all the gas out of the gas tank using a transfer pump, because whatever gas is in here is so old that could be the reason the car's not starting, and it's definitely not gonna be good for the car. So we're gonna pump that gas out. Hopefully that goes smoothly. I'm sure it won't, but we'll see. So I got the siphon setup going. I pumped it once and we've already got some gas coming out, which is cool, so it's working. But look at that. That is disgusting. Gasoline should not be that dark. Should be a little more clear, I'm pretty sure. So let's get this going and get this old gas out. So I went to find the fuel pump and I noticed, if you look right here, this is the fuel pump, this is the fuel pump wiring. So it is split in half. So either chewed through or broken or something. So that's cool because that's an easy fix. And I bet a lot of money that is why the car's not starting. So I'm gonna go ahead and re-solder this together, replace the fuel pump. So I got the pump out and now I'm stripping the wires so I can re-solder to the car. And of course, so both these posts, the positive and negative, are the same size. And on this fuel pump, like any modern fuel pump, they're different sized. So the ends are proper, one's bigger than the other, but the little nuts aren't. So now I gotta go to the hardware store and get a nut for this. Unless I pull one out of the E34 parts car, because I believe they're the same size. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll pull the fuel pump out of the parts car and go ahead and steal that, to avoid having to try to size the nuts and whatnot. Okay, and ran into yet another thing. So this is basically the whole mounting mechanism that holds the fuel pump here. This is, you know, what I was thinking was the fuel filter. It's called an expansion chamber. So I don't know if that means fuel filter or what, but basically this is the whole thing, and this is the new fuel filter. So as you can see, the bracket for the pump is welded onto the expansion chamber. So I don't really know what to do, because I mean, I could ditch this and put this in, but then the fuel pump doesn't really have a bracket to hold it. So then I kind of want to steal the bracketry and cut this off, but I don't know if this is like a fuel filter inside, whereas this would be beneficial, or if the expansion chamber is like important. Old car stuff. This doesn't make any sense. This piece is basically unavailable for like 4 weeks. It's got to come from Germany. It's like $200 almost. So I don't really want to buy this whole thing. Headache, headache, headache. Okay, so luckily someone in the E28 group was like knowledgeable on this, thank God. So it turns out this actually is an expansion chamber that apparently relieves pressure. Otherwise the surge from the pump, because they're in line, not in the tank, or there's two actually, apparently would like blow the lines off the injectors. So it's an expansion tank, so this is necessary. So I guess those cars don't run fuel filters. Thank God there was someone to tell me this kind of stuff. Like, there's no active groups for this car. Like, there's no such thing as like hopping on Facebook group, whereas like you could find any E36, E46, E34. There's thousands of people in there. There is no E12 groups that are active. There's like a forum on Beamer forums, but that's not active. So like, you're like SOL. Like I'm like on my own out here. So luckily some of the E28 guys are familiar with these cars because they share a lot of stuff, the early E28s. So I rewired the fuel pump wiring. You can see my nice little crimps there with electrical tape. I'm not an electrician, but that should do the job. So I'm out here yet again with the parts cars. So I'm pulling the fuel pump assembly out of one of them because I'm pretty sure all the fuel pumps use the same size nuts for the positive and the negative terminal. So I'm gonna pull out this assembly and hopefully the nuts are the same for the E12 pump. So I guess I played myself. I don't know why I thought it was different, but E34s have one like clip that plugs into the fuel pump. I could swear my Calypso is different than that and it has the 2 bolts. But that sucks. So looks like that idea is not gonna work, so I guess I better go to the hardware store and get a nut. All right, so Home Depot had both the nuts I needed. I actually needed both of them. The ones on the other pump were a different thread. So I got this taken care of so I can put it back in. Sometimes you gotta pop on the glasses when you're under here, just getting stuff all over my face. Most time, I got the new fuel pump back in, wired up. I'm just hooking everything back up here. And then I gotta put new gas in it, and it's almost time to start. I'm putting the drain plug in.
What'd you think of the oil color and the smell?
It smells very weird, very old. The color, it's just black. I'm glad I'm changing it before starting this thing because the smell of that oil, I would say it's like 5 to 6 years old.
Yeah. Last time I think this oil changed before Garston. It's pretty good to change.
About 2 months ago.
Hey, I didn't even feel like I picked.
All right, oil change is done. The battery's in. I put fuel in it. It is the moment of truth. Let's see if she starts for the first time in 16 years. Oh man, speakers work. All right, here goes nothing. I know, I gotta pump it because there's no gas. Let's see if she'll crank over. No. Oh, it sounds like she's going. I'm gonna let the starter cool off. It sounds like it's about to go. We got a lot of people here riding on this. This is a very important moment. I just don't want to overheat the starter, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm not thinking logical, man. This is crazy. It started to hiccup, so that means it was getting something, right? If it was starting to hiccup. All right, so we're gonna throw some starting fluid in it. All right, get ready. Go ahead. Oh, is it running?
No. Oh, I gotta keep spraying it. I gotta keep.
Well, if it's
you
not.
got no in here.
I know.
You go.
It's not getting gas.
So now you gotta.
Yeah. So, no start. So I came down here and looked. It's seeping here. It's seeping here. But I had them crank it, and worst off, this line right here. Oh, if you can't even really see it. This line right here, which comes from the gas tank, is like squirting fuel. So all these need to be redone. To be honest, I gotta replace them all. But this hose is the worst, and it's the one that fishes up to the fuel pump in the tank. There's 2 pumps. So I gotta pull this one off and get a new hose for that, and then she should be starting. All right, so it is, what time is it? 12:11. Me and Eustace are here. So last time I filmed a clip, I think was like 5 hours ago, and I was fixing the leaky fuel lines, so I fixed them. And we've been out for the past, well, I've been out here all day since 11. I'm trying to think. So the car wasn't starting. We got started with starting fluid, the same situation. God, I've been out here too long. Oh, so the fuel pump wasn't getting power, so I disconnected my crappy clamps, and we hooked up a jump box right to the fuel pump. And then Eustace thought it'd be a good idea to take off these wires and change them up on the distributor cap. So we just set the motor to top dead center and reset those to the order that we think they're supposed to go on. And we hooked up the fuel pump. All right, so this is our little fuel pump setup. So we got the jump box hooked right up to the fuel pump here because I disconnected the wiring. So all right, so Eustace is gonna hit that. Now we're gonna come over here and we're gonna crank her and see if she'll go on. Are you ready? Yeah. All right. Oh. And look at that. She's running. Is it still on or did you turn it off? Oh my God, it runs. Oh, she runs. She actually runs. Oh my God, look how quiet it is and smooth. Holy. The M30's running and not revving. Did you turn it off?
Yeah, the fuel pump's
off. Oh, okay, he turned the fuel pump off. Oh my God. It runs for the first time in 16 years. Oh my God, I got the camera in my face. Try not to let my door hit the cabinet. For the first time in 16 years, the E12 has fired up. Geniuses or mad scientists?
This still might be.
It could be horribly wrong.
80 degrees off.
It runs good, I think. I guess it's not totally done yet because the fuel pump's not running under its own power. So I still gotta see if that's an issue or not. I don't know. I'm done. I've literally been out here since 11 a.m. It is now 12 a.m. I've been out here. Damn, I've been out here for 12 hours. That is ridiculous. But yeah, so I'm gonna come back at this tomorrow. And thank you, very good Eustace. Shout out, great mechanic. Thank you, Arnez, Lucas, and everyone. Carly, we got it started. What do you have to say? Your YouTube debut. What? What did you just say?
Care.
She doesn't care. Oh my God, what a pile of trash.
What a lit Saturday night.
Oh man. Who has air suspension on an M3 with T37s?
It's kind of cap, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cat. It's whatever. Got
Cap City. Hanging out here today. Lovely day in Chicago.
M-Town.
We got 60 M-Town.
Oh my God.
I thought you were about to just let a fire slide.
Downtown Chicago. 60 degrees today. Beautiful. Taking a break from the E12. Come on, man.
Can you hold the spot for me?
Yeah, you want this spot?
Yeah, can you hold it?
Yeah. Very nice. Let me get these things. Oh, self-centering. Whoa. Roll down the window, driver. Roll down the window. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You want me to rev it or no rev it? Yeah.
You can rev it if you want. You rev it. Oh, always centered. Very cool. Should I film his face while he revs it? So where we left off on the E12, at the end of the night, we finally got it running. So I'm not sure how clear I was. Like I said, I was in there all day. But so basically what happened was, as you can see, the car's on the ground. I got this wheel back on. All the fuel pump stuff is wrapped up. I just rewired everything so the fuel pump works. So today I was able to start it with no jump box on the fuel pump. So the wiring's all good. The relays are all good. I'm super happy because that's a huge step. The car will start on its own, no problems. So basically where we're at. So what me and Eustace did was swap around all these plug wires on the cap and rotor. And this is a crappy old design. Since this, like the newer M30s had like a half circle, so you couldn't really have much variation. This you could spin either which way, and it's so hard to mess with it. So we set the motor to top dead center, and then we found two different things. One said if the rotor was pointing this way, that's top dead center. Another one said this way. Apparently it's different for every car. So we changed that setting, and we followed the diagram and put all the things in, and the car ran. So we're not 100% sure what the issue was, but I'm almost positive it was that, because I know Eustace wants the credit for it because he thought to mess with it. I didn't think to touch that. But apparently I'm thinking the cylinders were all firing, the spark plugs were firing at the wrong time. And I guess if they're all completely off, then I guess it'll always be the wrong cylinder. Whatever. Right now it's a matter of, I don't know if it's in the right order still. It could be 180 degrees off because it runs, the car likes to like stumble when it's cold. It likes to it sits really low in RPMs. And then you give it gas and coming back down, it kind of wants to die. So obviously this car still needs a lot to go through. So there's could be a lot of things to check, vacuum leaks, whatnot. But maybe I'll try to rotate that rotor 180 degrees and then redo the things and see if it runs better. If it runs worse, then I'll know to put it back. Because it's a 50-50 shot. I tried to get in it and move it today. Now the next step, so you can't put it in gear. So I don't know why, but I'm guessing all the clutch hydraulics are destroyed, like old. So I'm gonna get a new master, a new slave, bleed the system, and that should take care of that. I don't think 80,000 miles, I don't think the clutch would be shot. So I'm gonna do the clutch hydraulics and then go from there. So I think that's it for this video. We got it running, great success, very nice. And that's a Borat thing. And then the next video will probably be getting this thing driving again. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed me getting the E12 started for the first time in 16 years. This was probably one of my more like challenging things or experiences with a car. I haven't dealt with a car this old, especially with a car that hasn't run like that in so long. So there was a lot of crap to go through, a lot of learning to be done. But she's running, and I'm super excited. I can't wait to drive this thing for the first time. Fingers crossed everything goes smooth from here. See you guys later.